Story, a domestic violence story for parents. Yes. So there was once a mother who loved her children so much. She worked, at their children's school, ensuring that they are safe, educated, well cared for. Outwardly, life looked calm. Oh, basic care needs well met. Everything at home is fine. In terms of meeting the children's daily needs like food, okay, and environment. So her daughters thrived. One excelled in history, the other music and arts. Both enjoyed school, friendships, and precious moments with their father and grandmother. But behind the smiles, the family had endured storms, okay? Because she had two children and had separated from the father, okay? So the mother had been in a relationship with another man who was controlling and abusive, you know. One evening, this man broke into her home and smashed her window. Okay, she smashed her window, getting in out of fear. This mother was so frightful. She gathered the courage, and she called police to ensure that her children were safe. Okay, when the police arrived, they took a statement and made a referral. Later, the social worker visited. They spoke with the family, carefully listening to the children's wishes, feelings, and lived experiences, who described their happiness at school and their love for both parents, okay? So the girls had not witnessed any violence at all. They had been with their father on the fateful day that incident happened. But the risk was real. The social worker recognized positives, the mother's quick action, the support of extended family, because the grandmother was there as well when the social worker visited, the children's resilience, and the protective presence of their father. They always having contact with their father every weekend, so that way they're fine with their dad. But concerns remain. The mother's vulnerability, her history of harmful relationships. She's had about 3 relationships, toxic, you know, and the risk. The concerns about the risk of future danger when the ex-partner was released, because the ex-partner, was in police custody, okay? So through protection, through cooperation, a lot with teachers, police, professionals, the mother began to rebuild. She started her healing journey. She accepted help from domestic abuse, support services, support was put into the home, alarms and everything. She engaged in programs to understand her choices, and she was very committed to create a safe, stable home for her children. The children continued to flourish. She shielded from the wars, yet learning powerful lessons about strength and protection, okay? The only thing is that the mother had taught the children to lie, that that father was not in the home, when the incident happened, that he just came, but whereas the father used to live in the home and the mother was just on that occasion trying to prevent him from coming. So this story is not just about, this family. It's about many families are going through this. It reminds us that, as parents, children sense more than we realize, They deserve homes filled with peace, not fear. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. If you are going through this, please make sure that you are asking for help. Teachers, social workers, police, and family members can also be of help. Everyone around is to help you. Even when they're taking protective measures, everything is to help so that children are not exposed to this sort of environment. Circles can be broken. Healing begins when parents acknowledge patterns in their relationships and choose different path, okay? So that they can stop this circle of toxic relationships. A strong support network is also needed because, grandparents, uncles, and schools, they can help children thrive even when it's hard time, okay? Hard times. So protecting yourself is protecting your children. To every parent out there, your choices shape your children's, your child tomorrow. What choices are you making for yourself that are having an impact on your children? When children choose safety, honesty, and healing, you plant seeds of resilience that will grow for generations. You don't want a generation of children that are being exposed to toxic relationships. What is life like going to be for these children when they grow up? Okay, how is their own relationship going to look like if all they've ever known is to grow around a home where there's violence and a lot of, domestic violence going on, and they're being exposed? How is their relationship going to look like? What family will they also be creating for themselves? So you may think that, being in a domestic violence situation and hiding it, thinking that you're doing any good for yourself, you are creating problems for another human being, for those little children that you're bringing up, that when they grow up, they're going to find it so difficult, okay? So difficult to navigate their own lives. They will see these patterns continue to repeat. So is that the generation that you are creating? Something for parents to think about. So thank you for listening, and watch out for my next story and the lessons. Thank you. Bye.